Hello and welcome to the second episode of the series I have christened Crack the Meta. In this episode we have something quite out of the ordinary. It's a Xerneas. You know what Xerneas does? Or do you? Because Xerneas is the not ordinary portion of this team. This team, if we start from the top left, we have Choppleberry Heatran. We're going Solar Beam over the Earth Power, which something maybe we would rather have on this team. But Solar Beam does help us because we have, as we'll see, we have Sunny Day on the team as well. We have Tapu Koko at the top right. It's a physical Tapu Koko with a focus sash. Not ideal because Brave Bird, Wild Charge, we're taking that recoil. The sash does help us in the Scarf Koga matchup though, and a few other matchups as well. I'm quite happy with the focus sash as an item. Then, mid left onto that Xerneas. We have Dazzling Gleam, we have Moonblast. We are not running the Power Herb, we're running the Assault Vest. So, what moves did we go for and why? Xerneas has an incredible moveset. Very physically, on the physical side it's incredible. On the special side it's not too bad. I think it gets access to Thunderbolt. But, did some calcs, turns out that mild 0 attack investment Xerneas, that's plus special attack minus defense. 0 attack investment is a guaranteed knockout with Night Slash onto Shadow Rider Calyrex, 4 HP Shadow Rider Calyrex, after 1 tick of Life Orb damage. So any chip on it, we're going to knock it out. If it has a Life Orb, we're going to knock it out as well. And as you will see from what we have seen so far and the rest of the team is incredibly Landorus weak. And what does Xerneas get? Well, it gets an Ice move, it gets Aurora Beam. Now this is an Ice move that you're not going to want to use against anything other than Landorus. If you see a Rillaboom in front of you, you Moonblast it. See Serena in front of you, you Moonblast it. You see a Moongus in front of you, you don't put Xerneas on the field. Landorus, that's why we have the Aurora Beam. We have Whimsicott with Tailwind to help our Xerneas outspeed the Landorus before it can get a strong Sludge Bomb off onto us for us to knock it out. Sunny Day, which has been our tech. We had this similar tech with the Sableye on the Reshiram team. And Moonblast as well. Also has the eject button, so we can, in the Koga matchup, we can Sunny Day, take Water Spout, get the free switch in, and start punishing our opponent with heavy damage on the next turn when they need to switch out that Koga. We have Choice Band Arcanine, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed, Close Combat, and Wild Charge. Originally had Crunch, but we need that Wild Charge for the rare but considerable Galarian Zapdos and Milotic matchups. We need to hit them super effectively if we do want to lead Intimidate against those teams. Often, I've seen a few Milotic on the Zacian teams, for example, where you'd want to lead your Intimidate. We have double Intimidate on this team. In our last slot, we have Incineroar with Fake Out, Parting Shot, Roar, and Throat Chop. No fire move on this Incineroar because we have it on 2 Pokemon already. So really wonky team in that we've got 3 fire types. We have 4 Pokemon weak to ground. We have 3 fairies. It is weak to many things, but it is strong against many things as well. Zacian, it's weak to Zacian, of course, with our fairies. It's very strong against Zacian as well if we play correctly. Same goes for Trick Room, same goes for Kyogre. Same goes for pretty much every matchup. It's it may seem like a bit of a meme team, and catching Landorus with an Aurora Beam, probably you can do that once in the best of 3. You're not going to do it so easily if it is a best of 3 set. But the team has some merit to it, and yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy the battles, the showcasing. So let's move on to our first battle of the day. Okay, first opponent of the day. We have a Ice Rider Calyrex, Oranguru, Rillaboom, Torkoal, Indeedee, and a Pheromosa. That's a new one. So of course, Trick Room team here, expecting probably something along the lines of an alternate mode, the Speed Swap on Pheromosa to get that Ice Rider Calyrex flying outside of Trick Room. So it could go either way here. I think the opponent probably wants to go for the Trick Room because they see our Xerneas, they think we want to Geomancy up. We are going to lead. our double Intimidate. With Heatran and Xerneas in the back. Yeah, I'm fully expecting the Trick Room mode to come out. I would like to roar out the Oranguru, but they could lead the Oranguru next to the Indeedee, go for the Follow Me, stop us from doing that. But that's okay, because this is still a... I think this is still probably the best lead that we could go for here. So yeah, is what we thought we may see. Which is not fantastic, but not terrible at the same time. So we can't stop them getting their Trick Room up, but we have prepared. The 4 Pokemon we brought to prepare for this eventuality. So Psychic Seed on the Oranguru. So we go for a parting shot here onto the Indeedee. And in the off chance they do switch it out, I don't think they do. I think they go straight for the Follow Me. We also switch out the Arcanine as well into Heatran. It's a fairly safe swap here. I'm expecting a Follow Me Trick Room play. And that is what we do see. So often on these type of teams, you get the weakness policy on the Calyrex. So there's every chance that I activate the weakness policy as it comes in. Which is something I need to be aware of. I need to, if I'm going to activate the weakness policy, if I'm going to commit to doing that, I also need to commit to being in a position where I can lower those attack drops as well with my 2 Intimidate users. And yeah, so we have the Follow Me Trick Room. We're not in too much of a bad spot here. We're going to start dealing with the Oranguru. Do we Flash Cannon or Overheat? We're not going to knock it out either way. So I think we just Flash Cannon. It has that special defense boost. If only we'd gone for the Overheat. This could be a Follow Me play. I expect us to Follow Me. We're running Choppleberry on the Heatran. I originally wanted to run Sugarberry to help in this matchup, but of course, thanks to Calyrex's ability, it'd be useless. So I think the Indeedee goes down here. Yeah, it does. So they bring the Oranguru back in. So we do need to be really careful here, because we're switching in our Intimidate users, and our opponent likely expects that. So we're switching the Incineroar, protect the Heatran. My opponent may go for the high horsepower into that Xerneas slot. I don't expect them to. If they're going to, you'd expect it into the Heatran, and maybe go for that Glacial Lance. Okay, so we see the high horsepower. Brutal Swing. No, it's just an Instruct. Okay, that's perfect. That couldn't have gone much better. We're keeping the Incineroar in. We're going to go for the Pint Shot onto the opposing Calyrex here. We bring in Arcanine? I think we probably do. Yeah, I mean, we're taking damage here. We're not getting damage off in return. But it's an investment at this stage. I'm still expecting something like a potential brutal swing on the Oranguru. It's going to be the same play again by the looks of it. Still does so much damage. It's Life Orb. Okay, so no weakness policy. Unfortunately, we lose the Arcanine. I ideally wanted the Arcanine to get the knockout onto the Calyrex later in the game. Because I think now our opponent probably switches out. So we're going to start going after the Oranguru. Yeah, we're bringing in Incineroar again. What's the Calyrex sitting on now? Is it minus 4? No, -3 at least. Could be -2. I've lost count. Okay, it's at -3. What do I think they have in the back? I think it's the Torkoal. Could be the Pheromosa though. They could be playing some kind of crazy late game with the Pheromosa. Double the Oranguru, remove that. As I say, I expect them to switch to Calyrex here. They don't switch to Calyrex. So they're really banking on its power. Get the KO. And yeah, I was surprised we were moving first. I think they were going for a double Trick Room there. This could be the Pheromosa in the back. No, it's Torkoal. Really curious move from my opponent. So we are in a fantastic spot, but we still haven't. We can't claim victory just yet, though. We're going to double the Calyrex just to stop them getting Trick Room up again. So now I'm feeling very happy with our position. Eruption comes out, which was expected. Start dealing the damage. And there is the forfeit. Good game to my opponent. So you can see kind of how the team works. It's both weak to these matchups, but also very strong to these matchups. It's quite wonky in that regard. If you play it correctly and you manage your resources, it will beat these teams that can be really quite scary otherwise. Well played to my opponent. Okay, game number 2. We've got something a bit different here. We have the Kyurem White, Scizor, Amoonguss, Ditto, Incineroar, and Landorus Incarnate. Very unique looking team. A tough matchup, truth be told. That Scizor could be causing us real issues. The Landorus and the Scizor are the ones that I'm most worried about because Xerneas knocks out the Landorus, but he's knocked out by the Scizor. Our Fire-type Pokemon, they knock out the Scizor, but they in turn get knocked out by the Landorus. So it's going to come down to who gets the knockout. If they're going to give us one of those Pokemon or not. So we're going to lead the Xerneas. Ideally, I do want to lead the Whimsicott on, but we're not going to. We're going to bring Whimsicott though. I have a feeling this could be a Choice Scarf Kyurem. Scizor Landorus lead would be a tough one. I fully expect the Scizor. Maybe get the Incineroar Landorus. Okay, so their Incineroar is faster. And we're going to Aurora Beam. We're going to try and catch them out. This is a really risky play. I feel like my opponent may go for a Protect and Parting Shot play. I don't want to give them that chance. But this is why I'm going to go for the Fake Out onto their Incineroar. This didn't work out. This did not work out at all. So we lose our Incineroar. We don't lose our Incineroar, it sticks around. But they might lose their Landorus. Let's find out, let's find out. Of course not, we've lost. Okay. So we go for that Aurora Beam again. I'm going to bring in the Whimsicott. Assault Vest really helping us out there. And goodbye Landorus. That's why we have the Aurora Beam. Specifically for that one Pokemon. See the opponent U-turn out, but they're going to activate our eject button. They're not going to be U-turning out. We get a free switch back in. We'll bring in our Incineroar again. Our opponent really needs to think about what they go for here. We know they want to switch out the Incineroar. We could have guessed that anyway, but now it's a -2 attack. And that's Scizor. Switch in our Arcanine. And we're going to go for a Parting Shot onto their Incineroar. It will switch out, bring in the Kyurem, and then we can hopefully get our Parting Shot out. We may see the Scizor attack go for something like a Superpower to knock out our Incineroar. think our opponent may be timed out there. Bringing our Xerneas again. We have to be really careful. We don't want to take too much damage on our Arcanine. We need the Arcanine to take out the Sizzle. Because our Incineroar does not have a fire move. And actually, I think we're going to try and keep our opponent honest here. It's a bit risky. Actually, no. We're bringing the Whimsicott. I fully expect to protect on the Sizzle. Curious they didn't protect on the last turn, but maybe they don't have protect. Maybe they're running a Sword Vest or something. Okay. Let's get over comes in. So they didn't bring the Kyurem. Which is really good news for us. Really good news for us. The fact that it transformed into the Whimsicott is not good news for my opponent. So in comes the Sizzle. Maybe they go for a Tailwind Bullet Punch play here. We're going to bring in Incineroar and protect. Next turn we can go for our Fake Out and get our own Tailwind up. I don't think our opponent does anything else in this spot with their Whimsicott. They switch Scizor out. So they have control over us on the next turn with their Fake Out. And I expect the Scizor to come in that Whimsicott slot. We're going to go for our Tailwind. The difficult thing here is that Arcanine holds the key to knocking out the Scizor and knocking out the Incineroar in one hit with the close combat. But we're only going to get a chance to do one of those things, and of course of the two, we want to be going after the Scizor. So my opponent didn't switch out Whimsicott. This was a good play by them. I quite like this play. But on the next turn, they will be switching it out. Well, they may be switching out. They may not, because they haven't protected the Scizor yet, which leads me to believe it may have an Assault Vest or Choice Band. If it's Choice Band, we could be in real trouble if we don't play this carefully. tough one. In hindsight, I really do think this is Choice Band Scizor. Looking back at that damage it did with the Bullet Punch on the Arcanine, the fact it's not protecting, this leads me to believe it's definitely Choice Band. We're getting Intimidate off here because I would like to get the attack drop on the Scizor. I don't know if that will make a difference if they're going for the Bullet Punch into our Xerneas. It'll be close though. Bullet Punch and Incineroar. It actually survives. It's great. And of course, the Assault Vest on the opposing Incineroar. I think they fake out our Incineroar to knock it out. They want to get rid of our Intimidate. I'm going to bring in a Whimsicott. Because again, I don't want to take any more damage on our Arcanine at this stage. Have to be mindful of the opposition's Ditto as well. So yeah, we expected this. Does this knock us out? It does. So we bring in Arcanine, and I think now is the time we start doing what we need to do. I expect the Ditto switch from the Scizor. I'm hoping we pick up 2 KOs. Ditto switch from the Scizor and a U-turn from the Incineroar. See how it goes. Okay. So as expected. Question is, does the Choice Band Close Combat at -1 knock out the Incineroar from this range? If it does, we're in a phenomenal spot. Does. Perfect. So I think it's a W from here. We swap out our Arcanine, we get the Intimidate. We're going to go for a Tailwind with our Whimsicott. And they have a choice. They probably knock out the Whimsicott. If they do, on the next turn we've got Fake Out for their Blitz. So they're going after the Arcanine slot, I would imagine. No? What they do? They do. I wasn't expecting the bullet punch. I forgot about the that wind slot to go first there. Now from here, I believe they need a crit onto the Arcanine, which probably would knock us out, to be honest, if their choice landed. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. Now comes the Flare Blitz, and that should be the end of it. I don't think it's going to survive that. Perfect. So you can see how invaluable that Aurora Beam was in the beginning. Catches the opposition off guard, removes their Landorus, which was a huge threat to this team. Limits their switching options, and you know it was still very close. It was still very close even after that. It just goes to show again just how crucial that was. Good game for my opponent. So there we have it, guys. 2 wins with the Xerneas team. I'm very happy with how it planned out. As we mentioned in the intro, quite a wonky team, and I think we saw that perfectly. Those are matchups that we could have easily lost if we don't play well, but we managed to get the win. We did manage to get the win, and we also managed to see the Aurora Beam in action. Unfortunately, no Night Slash, but it's there. It's there. Give the team a try, and let me know if you catch any Calyrex. Pokepaste is down below. Thank you very much for watching. You take care, guys.